Good morning guys, it's Jenny here from Just Jenny Journaling. Welcome back to my channel. A share today of the a custom order journal. Been long overdue really. Finally finished, and I'm calling it Practically Perfect. Now, as many of you know, because of the recent changes on YouTube regarding different content for different channels, a lot of our crafting channels we've had to declare as being suitable for only over 13-year-olds, and that's been moderated by electronically as well as by human people. But recently, because of the COVID-19, we have been told that it may well be that sort of content that's not particularly breaching this code may be taken down. So this custom order journal, I will say, is for Rachel, who asked for the journal themed by for a particularly famous nanny that we all know and love. But I'm going to try not to mention the name, only because electronically, if that would be picked up, I suppose it would appear that perhaps I was targeting under 13s, and this video could well be taken down. So it's going to be a challenge, but I'm going to try just to refer to her as our famous nanny. Anyway, so that's out of the way. Just to say now, this is a repurposed book cover, and I've covered it in like a cherry blossom fabric. I don't know if you can see that. I had it in green and blue, and Rachel chose the blue. I think that's beautiful. And I popped a little pocket on the front, and I've used an envelope, you know, the squidgy envelopes, because I love the texture of that. And we could do one, couldn't we? If leave a comment below if you'd like to see how I did that. We could do another one. So as you can see, it's got the vintage lace, but the fabrics are plain, are not vintage. This is repurposed. This is from my mother-in-law's stash. Is Cameo, and I remember that in the first movie, our lovely Nanny actually had one of those cameos on with a little stripy blouse, and I thought I really liked that. So what we've gone for is the look. So if this particular nanny has a journal of her own, what would it look like? What would she put in it? And then, because of heavy copyrighted issues, Rachel has agreed she'd like to pop lots of images in herself. So what I've done here, I've opened it up. You can see this beautiful paper pack is by Artymaze, and I'll show you front and back. And the signature covers are this paper pack, and it's called Old London. I'll try and do a link below so that you can have a look yourself. It's a beautiful kit. There's lots of it, to be fair, and as you can see, I've added loads, and it's getting a bit alligator mouth already. So there you have it. There you have it. So this is beautiful. I love it. I love the look of that with the lamp and Tower Bridge, etc., etc. Give a little cluster in the corner there. And this is from a book, you know, those Victorian style photography albums. So I'll pop that in. I've deconstructed it, and I've popped it in different places. Is this a pocket? Can't remember if this is a pocket. Yeah, it is a pocket. I should get something that I could pop in, couldn't I? Let's do that. Oh, let's take something out of here, and I can show you where all the tuck spots are. There are quite a few, but to be honest, because this is it's quite alligator mouthed already. Well, I'm going to put things in, and then Rachel can take them out and add other things if she wants to. So this I thought was it's a greetings card, but it reminded me of the little pictures that Bert did, and where they sort of flew into the picture and had an adventure. And I love that. And there's the little rabbit there. Oh, that was nice. And so all the way through, you'll see different sayings. And so this is something from it's called Bygone Days, this book. And I love it. I've got a few copies, to be fair. So I've popped that in because you can see this may be one of her friends, you know, and little memoirs that she's sharing, or she popped in her journal. And also I thought, yeah. So here we've got today or never. That's my motto. And another little picture of children at the zoo. Again, it could be part of her memoirs, I think. I think that they're beautiful. They're beautiful. So if she had a journal of her own, what would she put in it? That's the idea of this one. You can see you've got the word park there, the little ticket, and a little collagey, well, a little thingy, I don't know. These were cards that I had, journal cards I had already in my stash, and I just cut them down. Well, this was, and a little cutout. And this is from one of my Stamperia. I love it. I just love the colours with that. And I just thought that was fun. These could well be some acquaintances of our Nanny, couldn't they? That she's got little memories of. So I've also popped in, I've got some vintage style, so not vintage postcards, reprints of vintage postcards, and I've popped some in throughout. There's that one, and like a little letter, I thought it was really lovely to pop into this journal, and this pocket. So this one here, I thought this could be really a little something from one of her friends that she's popped in. Little vintage lace. Rachel she wanted kind of writing, didn't want jewellery, didn't want much sewing, so we've gone that way with this journal. So that's the lovely fun word that we all know. It makes you smile just saying it, because you can't say it, you have to sing it, don't you? And just a little cherry blossom washi, and a little bow, and yeah, some wrapping paper. I think that's really pretty. I had this from it's a bit more modern, but I just loved the idea of it, and I'd had this stashed away, this little cutout. It was from a magazine, and then a little die cut. This is a yes, so I thought I'd make some kites. Why not? With this song title there as well. And that's a tuck spot as well. Little bit of Stamperia old lace and a little mini postcard. And again, it could be just some memories for our lovely lady. Just a little envelope here that I've got. There's nothing in it at the no, there's nothing in it. And what's this say? You're never fully dressed without a smile. It does come off, and this is from the kit. This is a card from the kit, and I've backed it onto some pretty cardstock. I'll just popped it in there. This was from a book that I have, and I just love the image of these children with their mummy. Or it could be their nanny at the end of a busy day, but I love it. I love it. That's a picture of memories of some charges that she had before she took to her film career. This one I love. Anything can happen if you let it. Just a mix of papers. You can't lose what you never lost. That's from the film 2. Poems on London. Poems on London. It's from my selection of English poems, I think. And this was from that book. I have several copies of this too, and I love it. So that's just a beautiful image of London. River Thames. And so what have I here? Yeah, I've just popped, this was a, this I just have in my stash, and I just thought that looked really pretty. And I popped it on the back of this card. Feed the birds, a little bit of washi, cherry blossom washi throughout. It was I was going to do stamping, and then it was starting to get very busy, so I have just left it. A bit of collage really, and again I just thought that looked really pretty. Pop that in. Could be just a memory of a little girl that our famous Nanny's come across before, and she remembers quite fondly. Poem The Lamplighter, thought that would be nice to pop in. And just a little fun image. Again, a little fun image here, I thought, little postcard, could be from one of her other adventures. And this was a little, this little pocket was a card, and I cut it down and folded it around the page. In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun, and that's a tuck spot too. Well, you can see it's a tuck spot, can't you? That's a tuck spot too. This is from the collage of just layer, really, from this first beach picture. I don't know if you can see that. So that's from that beach picture. I thought with the puppies in the big sailing boat looked lovely. A little tuck spot, should you wish. Doily. And again, some little memories. Some fun memories. I love this one. I do have... I did actually find... I had some an old postcard, vintage reprint postcard of some suffragettes, and I put it somewhere safe. I can't find it for the life of me, and I want to get this out. So if I find it in the next few days, I'll just pop it in the post, I think. It's another one of those lovely postcards that I've popped in there. I thought it would be a nod to the eccentric old admiral with a ship on his roof. This is a, I'm not going to take it out now, but this is a embellished, what's the word? Paperclip that I made a long time ago for a different project, I think. I did some goodie bags, so that's from there, and I thought the colours went really well. So Rachel, you can take that out and pop it anywhere. But this sort of, and it comes out, oh, shall I? There you go. You take it off, and then you can see the picture in full. I just thought it looked quite nice like that. Goes up a little bit. A little post-it type. I thought that mirror looked really nice. It's almost like a mirror. A little bit of the washi. Vintage, what's the word? Oh, paper. Very early here. Vintage music paper. And yeah, I love that. I love that. That's from little, just some paper from my stash. And you can't not sing this either, can you? On the back, I printed this page twice, and I used it for the front and the back as well, so of the book, back and front, and for the first signature, because I love it. This is from the Old London as well. This cover, I love it, absolutely love it. So the cover of the second signature, like all these vintage London shopping ads. Let me just hurry this up a little bit. I've popped some of the little sayings in there, and there was this here, this gentleman reading his thingy on his paper on the beach, and I thought it looked very much like the dad in the first movie, so I popped that in there. So this says carousel, and it's a little piece of old lace paper from Stamperia that I have in my stash, and there's a little carousel there, bit of washi from my stash, and I popped that in, and the word carousel This is from another project I did last year. Our final pieces of that coffee dyed Victorian style notelet. All I did with this, the cover is not a book, so open it up and take a look, and that's from the Artymaze, and then just a few bits inside. Okay. Bit of vintage ledger, another part of the kit, which I think is beautiful. Of the images from bygone days of the nanny taking the children out. I thought that was lovely. And I've done 3 postcards from that page. So this one, the images I loved. So this is in the afternoon they go, they have fun in the playroom. And if you can see that, it's almost, I thought, if she was to have little flashcards left from her training school, that's what they would probably look like. Anything can happen if you let it, in vintage ledger. Something like that. Another one of the little flashcards. Nanny wakes the children up in the morning. And if you can see that, that's what she's doing there. Just a little, I just had some of these punch outs. I've had them for years. I went through a book one afternoon and I just love the way they look. I just, bits of fabric, flowers. And this is a little piece of vellum with a cherry blossom on it, and I thought that looked really pretty there, and Rachel can use that wherever she likes. Another tuck. She helps the children get dressed and do their hair. So nanny duty. Die cut there, and I love this. This is one of my favourite pages. So this was from my vintage ephemera box. This is, I think, is it a Monet, is it? But I love it, and I just popped some bits and pieces in here. This is I just doubled that up from that album. The little greetings card. And this one here I love too, and that's a little tuck should she wish to put something in. So that's got a little picture of a balloon seller on the beach, and it says balloons. I love this. So this is from Stamperia, and it's just I love the tape measure on it and the different fabrics. I think they're beautiful. And never judge things by their appearance, even carpet bags. I'm sure I never do. Pop that on the side, that made me smile. This reminded me of the first movie. Is it the first one with the race? Yes, it is a horse race. I thought that was really funny. And just a couple of little bits to pop inside there. And I put Derby there. And this is from one of my stash of my reprints of vintage postcards. And it could be one of her friends. Popped in there. A little memory of a couple of friends from some of her adventures. I thought was really funny. Everything is possible, even the impossible. This is my topsy-turvy page. As you can see, it says Topsy up there, and spoonful, practically imagine sugar, chimney sweep, and the little teacups and the teapot upside down falling from the roof, or hanging from the roof, and bits of jewellery. I thought was quite fun. So, yeah, I enjoyed that. I think she might too. End of the second signature. The third is basically little tucks and bits and pieces. So again, it's a different part of the what's the word I want in my head? Kit from Artymaze. So still old London, but it's such a beautiful combination. And that's from that's a little tuck there from the photo album. Just put everything is possible, even the impossible. This I loved. It's not, it's from a new Stamperia kit, but I thought if she was she was going to say a saying like this, it would be one of hers. With a cup of tea in your hand, anything is possible, and life is like a cup of tea, it's all in how you make it. And I just thought, you know what, I'm going to indulge myself and pop that in there, and so I did. This reminded me of one of the movies, I can't remember which one. I think it might be the Regatta. Is it Henley Regatta? But and I've just popped a little, if you open it, got a little pocket in there, some little words and a little card. So Rachel can do anything else you would like with that. One of my favourites, absolute favourite. I love this page. So I had this skyline. It's from another book that I absolutely love, and I thought it just reminded me of the paint kind of elements of the film. I love those effects, and the kite laid over the top, floating away with the roofs of houses. Little blue bow. I think particularly the second movie, she wore red and blue bows around her neck, a little neckerchief. This again, I love that. Never judge. That's a tuck as well. Okay, tucks here too. And then I've got this little envelope, and that's from the kit. Little something in there. Oh, we're over 20 minutes now, guys. I think it might take quite a while to upload this, but there you have it. And oh yes, we did want lace on the edges, so that's the centre of the third signature, and that's from the kit as well. And I just popped a little something in there. But that's beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful. A little something on the map there. From one of my Ladybird books on trees, I loved this. It reminded me of 17 Cherry Tree Lane. So I'll pop that in the back, and I just think it opens up, and it's just got a little bit of extra writing space in there, fun writing space. But I just love these images, and I love the sort of gardens, you know, the effect of London. I just love it in the springtime. I thought that was nice. This is one of my favourite ones as well. A Wind in the East, and this is with a cherry blossom, and I loved the what's the word? Yeah, it's a greetings card, and yeah, I'll just pop a couple of bits in. I won't take them all out, and lay it onto the wrapping paper. A smile is the prettiest thing you can wear, and I've just collage. Oh yes, this is from. I've got some Kath Kidston. They're like little writing letters. You know, like notelets, a bit like the old airmail forms we used to have. They're really pretty, so I've popped a few. Oh no, that one in. A few. Oh yeah, there is another one actually. Dear oh dear. Oh yes, another tuck spot. I love this. I thought this could be a picture of one of her earlier charges as well, on a little card. And this here is from the Kath Kidston. Isn't it fun? Isn't it fun? Well, I think it's gorgeous, so I'll just pop that in there like so. That's not going to play like that now, is it? There you go. And I just wanted her peeping out of there like that in a little cheeky fashion. And then I've done this voluminous bow. She may well want to cut it down. I quite like it as it is, but I don't know if it's practical. And they're a triple bow. So you've got this, yeah, 3. So that's it. That's practically perfect. I've got, I thought to bring it with me. I did another soft cover in this that I'm going to just be filling to pop in my shop. I did it at the same time. So I hope she likes it. I hope you guys liked going through this with me. And yes, as I said, if it's supposed to be really, if our particularly famous Nanny had a journal of her own, what would it look like? That was the idea of that. Take care then, guys. Bye bye. Bye.